It starts with hunger. That's the funny thing about how your status changes forever. People think wolf power starts with violence, rage, or some dramatic duel in the snow. For him, it starts because winter arrives early, and the pack has one bad hunt after another. You see him at the edge of the frame, tail tucked, head low, always last. He is the one that absorbs the tension when everyone else is sharp. In wolf terms, he is the omega, the lowest ranking adult, the social buffer. Most wolves stay there. This one climbs out. The first winter label. Year 1. The footage opens on his first winter as a young adult, and he shifts from juvenile to omega as the lowest ranking subordinate. The pack moves like one body through white forest, and he moves like a shadow behind it. He tries to approach the carcass and gets cut off by a stiff stare, a quick snarl, the kind that ends arguments without a fight. He drops his head. He licks the muzzle of an older male in a classic submissive gesture. He steps back. That single exchange is the moment his role hardens. This is how omega forms in real packs. It is not a crown handed down. It is a pattern. The wolf that yields first, that gets displaced most often, becomes the pressure valve. When tension builds, others redirect it onto him. That keeps peace higher up. Promotion do not look like boxing matches. They look like access. Who eats closer? Who walks nearer the center? Who gets to rest without being moved? Demotion triggers look like repeated defeats in tiny social contests. Being displaced from food, yielding ground, avoiding eye contact, showing appeasement. In year 1, he chooses survival over pride, and the pack assigns him the bottom. The Invisible Apprentice. Year 2. Year 2 starts with something subtle. The pack stops wasting energy bullying him, and he shifts from omega to low-ranking subordinate. A small step up. Not kindness, efficiency. He learns the pack's language so well that he rarely creates friction. He approaches at the right angle. He waits for the right pause. He reads the alpha pair's mood before they even move. In documentary footage, it looks like he's fading into the background. In hierarchy terms, he's doing something smarter. He's becoming predictable. That is a real trigger for upward movement. Reduced conflict cost. Wolves stabilize around members that make outcomes smooth. A low-ranking subordinate still yields to higher ranks, still eats later, still walks outside the core, but the constant harassment eases. He becomes less of a target because he stops being useful as a target. At the same time, demotion pressure remains. One wrong decision near food, one stiff posture toward a higher wolf, one attempt to push past a stronger adult, and he drops right back to omega status. So his strategy is control, not domination. He becomes the wolf that never escalates. By the end of year 2, he isn't respected, he's simply allowed. And in a pack, being allowed is a promotion you can measure. The hunt that rewrites you. Year 3 brings the first dramatic swing, and he shifts from low-ranking subordinate to mid-ranking hunter, active contributor. A senior hunter tears a leg during a chase. You see it in the stumble, the sudden stop, the spray of snow, the pack circling in confusion because one key engine just failed. In wolf society, hunting ability is currency. The pack does not award rank for ambition. It shifts around competence. The next hunt is the moment. The herd turns. The usual drivers are one wolf short. The pack risks burning calories for nothing. And then he does the thing omegas almost never do. He steps into a functional role without posturing. He flanks wide. He cuts off the escape lane. He funnels prey back toward the strongest jaws. No grand charge, no claim. Just correct positioning. There is the danger of role replacement. When a pack loses a hunter, someone fills the gap, or everyone starves. His success creates immediate behavioral change around him. Wolves track outcomes. After the kill, he gets closer access. Not first, not equal, but closer. His body language rises, tail more horizontal, head carried higher. The pack begins to treat him as a worker, not a buffer. Demotion can happen at any time. Failed hunts, injuries, panic behavior, or social overreach. He avoids all of them. He keeps producing value. The quiet promotion. No one announces. Year 4 is where the old myth breaks and the real system shows, and he shifts from mid-ranking hunter to high-ranking subordinate, beta-like position. There is no ceremonial beta appointment in most wild packs. There is simply a small set of high-ranking subordinates, often adult offspring or close allies, who get priority access, who help lead movement, who back the breeders during conflict. He becomes one of them. You see it in travel footage. He moves closer to the center. He is no longer peeled away by random bites. When the pack pauses, he stands near the alpha male, scanning outward. When pups appear, he does alloparenting, guarding, babysitting, tolerating their climbing teeth. That matters. Wolves elevate members who invest in the pack's future. Promotion triggers here include consistent hunting performance, trust with pups, calm presence during stress, and alliance with the breeding pair. Demotion triggers include challenging the breeders, causing repeated fights, stealing food from pups, or refusing cooperative roles. He does the opposite. He supports. By late year 4, if an outsider watched the pack, they would assume he is second in command. In correct terms, he is a high-ranking subordinate male, a core pack member with influence, positioned close enough to inherit responsibility when the top weakens. The Border War. Year 5. The rank change begins with outsiders, and he shifts from high-ranking subordinate to acting pack leader. Succession begins. A rival pack crosses the scent lines. Howls answer howls. Tracks overlap. Tension spreads through the group like electricity. This is where demotions happen fast. Wolves that hesitate in conflict lose standing. Wolves that overreact and get injured also lose standing. The pack needs a stable center. Then the alpha male takes a serious bite in a clash. He survives, but the wound changes everything. Hunting becomes slower. Patrols shorten. His presence fades. Leadership is not declared. It is performed. And when the leader cannot perform, the pack watches who does. Our wolf steps forward the way he always has, without ceremony. He organizes movement through body positioning. He starts the patrol line. He signals direction changes. He places himself between danger and the pups. Mistakes here are costly. One failed defense, one reckless charge, one moment of panic. He stays measured. He wins by staying intact. By the end of the border conflict phase, he is not yet alpha. He is acting leader, the wolf the pack follows because following him keeps them alive. The pairing that seals the crown. Year 5. So the final leap happens when leadership turns into pairing, and he shifts from acting leader to breeding male, alpha male, forming the new alpha pair. A pack's true top rank is not the toughest male. It's the breeding position. The breeders are the reproductive center. They lead because they are the parents and planners of the territory. A strong adult female aligns with him. In footage, it looks like proximity. Traveling together, resting together, coordinated reactions to threats. Then it looks like permission. Other wolves stop inserting themselves between them. Subordinates yield space. The group's social gravity shifts. This is the moment he becomes the breeding male, the alpha male in common terms, because the pack structure now has a new reproductive core. The old alpha may still live, but his role becomes peripheral if he is no longer breeding or leading. Leadership now depends on stability, protection, and acceptance. Injury, weakness, or failure could undo everything. He survives by staying reliable and building trust. By winter's peak, it's locked. The former Omega now eats first. The final section shows what power looks like after the climb, and he shifts into alpha male established. Hierarchy stabilizes beneath him. It is not constant aggression. It is management. He leads the pack into hunts with better spacing. He reduces pointless conflict because his presence alone settles arguments. When he lifts his head, wolves read it. This is the core reality people miss. Wolves maintain hierarchy mostly through ritual signals, not daily violence. Posture, eye contact, tail carriage, muzzle touches. Subordinates offer appeasement. Leaders accept it and keep the machine running. He also protects the hierarchy that once protected him. He allows pups to feed. He tolerates clumsy juveniles. He redirects tension before it becomes a fight. And the pack grows stronger because stability increases survival. Success now depends on competence, cooperation, and consistency. Failure brings decline just as quickly. 5 years ago, he was the Omega, the wolf everyone pushed. Now he is the breeder, the leader, the alpha male. And the pack moves like it finally believes it. So that's the real climb. No throne rooms, no dramatic duels, just patience, discipline, and timing. He survives long enough to matter, earns trust through action, and becomes leader when the pack needs stability most.